Hi and welcome to the 2022 Penrite Hattah Desert Race. We are now less than 10 days away from entry. So, 2022, we have a new entry system. We just wanted to put together a very quick how-to on the new system just to alleviate some of the questions that will come through because the system is different to what we've had in the past. Give everybody the heads up what type of information you need. And just some handy tips for the new system to get you through entry day. First of all, the enter here button will be posted on the front of our web page. It will be roughly in this location. It will be big, you will be able to see it, and it will just simply say enter here. Prior to that, in the next couple of days, you've got less than 10 days, but in the next couple of days, just run through and make sure that you're across the supplementary regulations. That will explain our numbering system, it will explain the allocation of race numbers, it will highlight to you your conditions around refunds, how the event's structured, what structure the actual days will contain. All the information that you need is in those supplementary regulations. Please make sure that you actually read them prior to entering the event. So after you hit the button that will be here, this will take you through to the new entry system. Now for any of the competitors from previous years, this will look somewhat familiar. It's the same platform that we use for our pit allocations. This year we're now using it for our entry system as well. On entry day, this will actually be green and it will actually have open, not closed. It will say open. Don't forget 30th of April, 9 AM. Juniors and senior entries will open. So you'll hit the open button that will be there. So this is the major difference that previous competitors will be able to notice straight away. You can now purchase junior and senior entries in one transaction. So it's not a case anymore of having to enter the juniors in the morning, seniors in the afternoon, hope that mum and dad and the kids, that everybody gets in. This will alleviate that problem. Now the tip of the day from here on in, if you have autofill turned on your computer, on your device, most of the information on the following screens will be preloaded for you from information that you've already put in. But if you don't, it's still a relatively quick and painless process. So we can choose multiple entries. So we want one junior, one senior. The ladies 4 lap is a different ticket type, mainly because of the different pricing structure for that category. There are limits set, so we can't be having somebody buy 20 entries. That's not possible. There are limits set. So once you've chosen the categories of tickets that you require, just hit through and you go through to next. The other difference with this new system from here, once you've hit this screen, we have the ability to go back. The old system never gave us that without crashing out and going all the way back to the start. So if you've decided that dad's not really racing or junior's not racing, you can go back and you can actually change your quantities again. So if it's only dad that's racing, select your ticket type there. But just for the purpose of this example, we are actually going to choose a junior category as well. So the first entry is the junior entry. So you just go through, put your basic information in there. All of the categories that have the red asterisks there, it's a mandatory field. You cannot complete the entry unless all the mandatory fields are complete. So as I said, if you've got your pre-fill turned on, a lot of this is automatically going to load for you. Ambulance membership, it's a simple yes or no selection this year. Ambulance membership is compulsory as part of your entry, so we're literally just asking you to acknowledge that you understand that. Each state is conducting their ambulance membership in a different format, so it was easier just to have you acknowledge that yes, you understand that it is compulsory. Next of kin is very important. We need the name of the next of kin, not just mum or dad or wife. It must be a name and their contact details. Your MA license number, if you don't have a current one at the time of entry, it is a mandatory field, so if you just enter TBA or to be confirmed, something in there just to let us know that that information will be coming as soon as it's received. Whether you have a transponder, yes or no. If you do have a transponder, please place the number in here. This information is forwarded on to our timing team for verification prior to the event as well. Your bike make, choose from the list. Sponsors, once again, it's a mandatory field. Please be respectful of your sponsors and make sure that any data that you've put into this category, that the spelling is correct. They are your sponsors. They make it possible for you guys to be here. But if you don't have any sponsors, a nil, or don't have any something to indicate to us that it's definitely a no sponsor arrangement. How many nights are you staying and how many people are attending? This data is used by the committee of the Hattah Desert Race to seek and be granted government funding to actually host the event. The event's run completely on a volunteer basis by the Northwest Victoria Motorcycle Club, a fantastic group of people that donate thousands of hours every year to put this event on. Without these two little squares to be completed, it makes it really, really hard for us to get any additional assistance to actually make sure that this event continues in the format and the high level that we're all used to. So it is important for us. The data doesn't go anywhere other than to formulate visitation numbers, and that forms the basis of our grant applications when we put them in. And we need you to acknowledge that you have read those supplementary regulations. So then we go through to the senior entry. Same thing, mandatory fields must be put in. So you can see here, if you've got autofill turned on, your duplicate entry or your second entry, most of that information will just come flowing through. So it'll just be a matter of tabbing through it. No. We'll put him on a Yamaha. Okay, so that's all the information put in for the junior and the senior entry. Click through to next. And this is the person who is actually going to be paying for the entries. We need this data to make sure that refunds are actually going back to the right person. Oops. Okay, put your information there, put your card number, your expiry, your CVV number, and it's as simple as hit purchase. As soon as that purchase button is pressed, your entry is complete. You will receive a confirmation email from TryBooking. If it hasn't turned up in your inbox, please check your spam folders. You'll get a secondary email from the Hattah Desert Race Committee, which will just outline the numbering system, the time frames and structure on how we allocate your actual race numbers. Please remember we do not recognise national race numbers. So once you get that confirmation, you are locked in, your entry is complete. If there are any issues on entry day, if there's any issues at all, please email the Hattah Committee at hattah@northwestvicmcc.com.au. Because it's entry day, we don't get to answer the phones. The phones run hot. So if there's any issues, any at all, please make sure you email us on the day of the entries. Don't leave it till the next day. Don't leave it until the following week. Then contact us and say something went wrong and I couldn't complete my entry. If we don't know about it on the day, we will not be able to action it. We're hoping that this system is a lot smoother, that it won't have the same lockout procedures that we've had in previous years because of the payment platform in the background. So that's it in a nutshell. I hope it all goes well for you. Remember, 30th of April, 9 a.m, entries open. Please read your supplementary regulations prior to entry. If there's any issues, email the Hattah Committee on the day that entries open. Good luck, guys. I hope we'll see you on the start line of the 2022 Penrite Hattah Desert Race. Bye.